Hi everyone, happy Friday, happy hour time. I am so happy that you decided to spend your happy hour here with me tonight, and I am really excited to chat with you. I'm getting ready to go out to dinner with my husband and my son and his girlfriend, so it was a perfect time for me to talk to you because I have fixed my hair. And as a woman that makes her life in the fitness business, I don't have to fix my hair every day. So that's a great thing, a great change from when I was in corporate America. So my name is Deborah Baska, and I am the founder of Team Dare to Dream. I have been a Beachbody coach. I've been making fitness my business for a little over 5 years. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about where I came from because I know sometimes it's hard to relate to where someone's at now. So it's like trying to envision your beginning point at somebody else's middle, right? And so I want to go back to my beginning point and tell you a little bit about how I came to be able to make fitness my business, but also, even more than that, create a life by design that is just, it's far surpasses what I ever dreamed that was possible to do. And I have to say, the reason that I'm really passionate about sharing this with you, and the reason I know our fellow Team Dare to Dream coaches are really passionate about sharing this with you, is because it's one of those who knew things. If someone hadn't reached out to me and shared this with me, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. I wouldn't be living the life that I have today. My husband, my kids, our whole family, this has completely changed the way we live our lives. So, and the person that reached out to me was probably somebody like who reached out to you, or maybe myself reaching out to you, just kind of a virtual stranger on Facebook, of an acquaintance, somebody that had befriended me on Facebook and started talking to me about my fitness journey, and lo and behold found out that she was a Beachbody coach. And as she asked me if I would like to try some Shakeology and so forth and so on, and here we are today. So let me go all the way back to the beginning like I promised you, and I promise I'm not gonna keep you very long because I know you have things you wanna do tonight. But our journey with this, and I say our because my husband and I actually are partners in this business today, but our journey started simply and randomly enough by purchasing P90X from an infomercial. So maybe, I'm sure you've seen all Beachbody infomercials, P90X, Insanity, 21-day fix, Size. And oh, by the way, if you've seen Size, you might see somebody familiar in there. We have Body Beast. We have, what else is out there right now? Country Heat's coming out. I'm drawing a blank, but you've seen our infomercials, Brazil Butt Lift, and we saw P90X, and my husband asked me if I would do it with him. And let me just tell you where we were at in our lives at this time. It was 2009, and in my life, I was 1 year into, I was 1 year into a promotion at work. No, I had just gotten the promotion at work. So I was like kind of living this amazing, I thought, this is my dream job. I had been at my company for almost 20 years. And I hadn't done anything else. I'd gone there straight from college. I'd been promoted to vice president of marketing. And I was like, yay, this is my dream job. This is what I always wanted to do when I went to college to get my degree in business communication. And I was also 1 year into sobriety. So I had gone through many years, I don't know how many years of drinking and alcoholism. And so I was 1 year into sobriety. I had taken a 10-year hiatus from fitness. So of course, when you're drinking, working out doesn't really come that great into the mix. But even before I'd gotten into that season of my life, I had stopped really working out regularly, which was something that I lost because when I was a young adult and a teenager, I danced and I taught group exercise, and I was very active. But the interesting thing about all that is when I had my kids, I was working on my career, and it was just, I didn't have time. Have you ever heard that before? I didn't have time. I couldn't find the time. I couldn't make the time. I really just didn't want to make the time to go work out. And so 2009, my husband asked me to do P90X. My husband was at a point in his life where he had been diagnosed with pre-diabetes. And he was really scared because he had seen the men in his family deal with different health issues, and he was really scared. Today, I'm 48 and my husband's 57, so do the math back in 2009. But he was really scared. He had the pre-diabetes, he had high cholesterol, and he was overweight. And that was someplace that he just never expected to find himself, because he also had been a very active young man. So we're here. He asked me if I wanted to do P90X, so we did it. And that was just the start of this amazing journey that led us to where we are today. And he just stepped into the house. So, hi, honey. We're talking about you. Hi. And so from there, we got in the best shape of our lives, really, in the best shape of our adult lives. I mean, we had gym memberships, we had gone to them, we had went through this phase where we did spin class, like we were like crazy spinners. But again, like kind of everything else, we kind of just fell by the wayside. We did P90X, which is a 90-day program, and it's an hour a day. And we would go and do our full-time jobs, those crazy jobs, working those long hours, and we made a commitment to come home and do this program when we got home. And so we did it, and actually our kids did it with us, and they were like 10 and 12 at the time. So it was just this whole family affair. And, we felt like we were pretty tough, because that was a tough program. So we finished that, and for the first time ever, I had muscle, and I was toning up. My abs were toning up. I might say that I have had 2 kids by C-section. So mamas, you know what that does to your abs, right? Enough said. And my husband lost weight, and we just decided that we don't need to go to the gym. We don't got time for that. We can come down to our basement and do this. So flash forward, I told you I wouldn't keep you too long. Flash forward, we continued doing these at-home workouts, and I went on to Insanity, and then I went on to Turbo Fire, and I was absolutely hooked. I was addicted, because we still had our gym membership, and actually we would go up there from time to time. My husband would use the wet area, the sauna and the steam room and things like that. And when I would go up there and, do some of the free weights, I had people coming up to me, and they're like, what are you doing? Look at those muscles. And I'm like, I know. And I had never had that before. I had never, when I was a young woman, muscle wasn't really in. I just wanted to be skinny, right? I just wanted to be skinny. And so I'd never tried to develop muscle, and as I, taught group exercise and things like that, I dabbled in the weights and things like that, but I never got the kind of definition that I have today, and I never knew I really wanted it. It's kind of one of those things where you go to the gym and your body just doesn't really change a whole lot, and I didn't really know how much I wanted muscle until I had it, and I saw what it did to my body, and it made my body look so strong and so lean. And I just felt I'd gone through this period of, like I said, a really dark place in my life, and I had felt very weak and very vulnerable, and this made me feel strong again. So again, fast forward, this person on Facebook reached out to me when I was talking about doing Insanity, just like maybe some of us have done to you, and she just started making a friendship with me, and I decided I wanted to try Shakeology because I knew I wasn't really eating right. My body was doing such amazing things with these workouts, and I was so impressed with it. I'm like, body, you are really working hard. And I thought, you don't really feed the body too well. You don't eat that many vegetables, and, you don't really cook. And so on the DVDs, Tony Horton and Shalene, they were all saying, Shakeology's the bomb. Well, these were my trainers. I worked out with them every single day. They were there for me. They were pushing me. They were motivating me. So I took their advice, and I tried Shakeology, and I liked it. And I was not a drink your meals girl. I had never drank a shake before. I like to chew, and that's what I even said. I really like to chew, so I don't know about this, but I really wanted the nutrition. I don't drink protein shakes. I have never drank protein shakes. I have no desire to drink a protein shake. If I want to eat protein, I will eat some chicken. But the nutrition that you get in Shakeology is so vast that to make a meal with all of that nutrition or to try to even eat that all in one day would be mind-boggling. And I knew I didn't have that kind of talent, skill, or desire to mix around in the kitchen. So from there, I decided that I thought, well, I've heard there's this thing where I can get a discount on my Shakeology. And even though I had this job that paid me really well, and my husband was working and he had was making good money with his job, for some reason, and you know how that happens, you're still not having like a lot of extra money at the end of the day. So I thought, well, if I can save some money, that would be really cool. So I signed up as a coach. And like I said, I told this random person on Facebook when she enrolled me as a coach, I said, I'm a really busy lady. I have a really big job and I don't have a lot of time, and don't really expect me to get into this business thing. I really just want to have this discount. And so she's like, okay. Well, famous last words, right? Because what happened was, and this is the good part, and this is where I want you to listen carefully. I was introduced to the community of coaches. And that is really one of the best gifts that we have to offer to anyone that is on a fitness journey. Coaches come in all shapes and sizes. They are all ages. They are young, they are old, they are older. They come in big, little, medium, small. They come in men and women and like college students and doctors and waitresses and stay-at-home moms and police officers and military spouses, and they come in this beautiful, colorful array of types. But they're all on this journey of trying to live a healthy lifestyle. And so, number one, if that's you that is like on this journey, whether you need to start your journey or you're on this journey and you really just want to hang out with people who share that mentality, the coaching community, and I call it our tribe is the place to be. And that's what I found. All of a sudden, I was like really inspired. And like I said, in 2009, I had this really cool, promotion job and things. But by the time it was 2011, when I signed up as a coach, the luster had faded on that whole thing in corporate America, and things weren't so happy anymore. I was stressed out. I was burned out. I was traveling a lot. I was working a lot of hours. I was in charge of an operational division that worked 365, 24/7. You know how that goes. I mean, when you're on call for all of that, when your team is doing that, I was in charge of this huge project that was traveling all around the country, gone on weekends, so not seeing my kids, not seeing my husband. That created all kinds of stuff in the family, and I just wasn't really loving it so much anymore. But I didn't really know what else to do. When you worked someplace for so long and you think that you've arrived at what you've been working for so long, to think of doing something different is really like you just can't even think about it. And so what happened was I got involved with Beachbody and I started getting connected with the coaches. And then I started, we have this thing called the National Wake Up Call, and we get on Mondays, you listen and you hear coaches from all over the country talking about their story and telling how they started and why they started and how their life has changed. And, they do some training as well. But I started listening to that, and my mind just it was like almost, it just opened. And all of a sudden, these blinders I had on my face that said, you can't do anything else with your life. You're 43 years old. You have nothing different you can do, but just more of the same. Kind of like your life is over type of thing. I mean, it's just like, this is it. You've done it. This is it. This is the plateau of your life. Those blinders started to come off. And I started to think about, well, this could be really kind of fun. And it is fun. I was having fun. And I wanted to share it with other people. And I actually was. And I was making a little extra money. And things kind of came to a situation about 6 months after I started as a coach, and my job ended. So for those of you that are in corporate America, you probably know people that's happened to, right? That, they thought they were going to retire at a company, and all of a sudden They don't have that anymore. So even though I wasn't so happy there, and I was already starting to think, well, maybe I could do something different, the decision was made for me, right? But the beautiful thing is I had this opportunity that I'd already started engaging in. And once I ended that job and I started, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, right? I'm like, I'm only 42. I have 40 more years before I'm, going to be, 50. However, I'm another 20 at least before I would even think about retiring, right? I said, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to work this business because I've listened to all these other coaches tell me what they've been able to do. And they've overcome things in their life. They've overcome trials and tribulations. They've overcome, poverty and bankruptcy and stressed out and burnt out in their corporate careers. Or maybe they've even, I have coaches that wanted to, be able to retire their spouse from the military so that they didn't have to be deployed over and over and be away from the family. I mean, so many, like, oh my gosh, if people are doing this, then why can't I do it? And that's really the second important message. The first one was, if you want to be a part of a like-minded community of fitness, people that just really want to make fitness and health a part of their lives. They're not looking for the pills, the potions, the fat wraps, and they're not happy with just being a couch potato and just letting life happen to them. They want to be on this journey of fitness and health, and they want to be inspired and encouraged and motivated. That's your community. That's your tribe. Number two is, if somebody else is doing this, that means it's possible. And that's what I said to myself. It doesn't take any special background, any special degree, any special education, any special training. I mean, I had group exercise in my young adulthood, but I certainly wasn't doing that when I became a coach. And, most coaches don't have any kind of fitness background, but that's the thing. We are connected with a company that is like one of the most recognized names in health and fitness around the world. And they have experts out the wazoo that are putting together these programs. And so we don't have to be the experts. In fact, we just need to refer to the wonderful products and guides that we have. And we, myself, we use those products, right? That's what helped us get our groove back, right? And so we share, how many people had these workout programs. I mean, even like 21 Day Fix, one of the best, the most popular program we've created in the last, 2 to 4 years. And it's amazingly successful because it works. People still buy it and they sit it on their shelves. Get connected with somebody like ourselves, with a coach, somebody that's done it before, somebody that says, come on in, join our community, join our challenge group. Let's do this together. You don't have to be alone. When you have questions, I'm here to help you. When you have those struggles, we're here to help pick you up. That's the value that we add. And we just do that by being a product of the product, right? So that's the story. That's how I came to this. So we responded to an infomercial, which I've hardly ever done in my whole entire life. And that led to me no longer working in corporate America. My husband and I are both, I won't even say for our age, extremely fit. I'll just say we're just darn right extremely fit. My husband lost 50 pounds. He reversed his diabetes and his high cholesterol, no longer on medications for those. And we have muscles and we have abs and we're just having the time of our lives. I mean, just being able to have the freedom that we have today to choose how we spend our time. Our kids, like for the 5 years that I spent building this business, my kids were in high school. And I had never had a period of time where I'd been home with them. I worked from my maternity leave all the way up until their high school years. They were in adventure club, they were in summer school camps, they were, holidays, snow days, they were always somewhere else. And then I would get home at the end of the long day, stressed out, burned out, tired, and we'd, go do all their sporting activities and all that. And, that was it. It was like you have an hour a day with your kids. And that's just the way our society is. That's what we think is normal. Well, I don't want to be normal anymore. And I challenge you to open your blinders, to think, maybe I don't have to be normal anymore either, right? So that's a little bit of my story. We're going to share a whole lot more with you throughout the next couple of days. I'll go live in here. I may go live before Sunday, just if I want to chat with you guys, but I'll definitely go live again on Sunday evening and answer any questions and do some wrap up. But I hope I've given you some things to think about. Becoming a part of our Beachbody coaching community, it's not about, we're not just looking for the extremely fit. We're not looking for people with a background of fitness. We're looking for real people. I have a great coach on our team that's 100 pounds overweight when she started, and she started right off as a coach. She started right off sharing her journey that gave her more accountability with her own fitness. When you're sharing it and you're telling people what you're doing, you kind of feel motivated to stick to it. And then she's helping people along the way, right? She didn't wait until she lost her 100 pounds to start coaching because who's going to want to work with me? No, she started inspiring people right away. So, again, I hope I've given you something to think about. I hope you stay tuned for the rest of our posts. I'll just be posting things, like I said, throughout the day, Saturday and Sunday. Ask questions. By the way, if you stay tuned to the very end, here's the special news. I will be giving away prizes. So the prizes will go to people who are engaging with the post. So asking questions, commenting, etc. So I will have prize drawings for those of you that are communicating and asking questions and engaging, and I will announce those on Sunday. So I gotta go because it's time for us to get ready to go out to dinner. I hope you have a wonderful Friday, and thank you so much for tuning in and learning more about our Team Dare to Dream tribe, our crazy, abnormal, wonderful group of weirdos, if you will, that just love to share what we do and try to make everybody's lives just a little bit better.